Let's try this again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today is Microcap Gem Wednesday. Folks, I'm looking forward to diving into the market, seeing what is potentially a good buy, showing you guys some microcap gems, and really looking forward to hearing from you guys because collectively, we are way more powerful than just myself. So if you guys have been doing some research, if you've been finding some gems of your own, please, please, please don't hesitate to share the tokens that are at the top of your list here in the chat. Hope everybody is having an amazing day. Did you wake up excited to be alive today? Today is Wednesday, and I know that most of the world gets excited about Wednesday because it's halfway to Friday. And it's such a crazy way to live, in my opinion. You know, I've said it a million times. You guys will hear me say it a million more times. The whole reason that this channel exists is because I am a firm believer that God did not put us here on this earth to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week for another man or woman for 40, 50, 60 years of our life just to barely exist, just to barely get by. Think about it, folks. It's kind of crazy. The average person gets up and goes and spends, with travel time and lunch and everything that they do. A lot of times they're spending, minimum of 8, but with travel time and different stuff, it's probably more like 10 hours a day. All closing in on almost half of their day, working someplace that they hate. They say statistically that about 85% of people do not like their jobs. Also that they can just, drive around in a car and be able to have a house and a little bit of food. Don't get me wrong. I like having a car. That's like one of my non-negotiables. I know that there's some people out there that don't mind the public transportation system, that don't mind taking buses and stuff like that. I've never been one of them. From the very first time when I was probably, 12 years old, and I took a bus, tried to figure out how to get to the mall by my house, and it was a couple of different buses, and I ended up getting lost. And then when I got done at the mall, coming home, trying to figure out what stupid bus to get on, and then when to get off and transfer. Like, I hate buses. So for those of you that do use public transportation, more power to you. But like, I understand, like, a car is a non-negotiable. If my car breaks down, even when I was younger and I was broke, if I had a car that totally went kaput on me and it was like out of commission junkyard material, it never took me more than a couple of weeks to figure out how to get a set of wheels underneath me again. Like, a car was something that was obviously super, super important. But think about it, though. If the car is really just there to take you to and from work, and then you go to the grocery store a little bit, like, seriously, you're spending all of your time at this job that you hate just so that you can drive a car to and from work. Like 90% of your 90% of your miles are just taken up by driving back and forth to work. If you didn't have the car, you wouldn't need the job, or you could do something else. There's a couple of different theories, or a couple of different camps, if you will. And the minimalists, the people that really believe in getting rid of stuff and having as little as possible, I really see some merit in that line of thinking, other than the fact that normally they use it as an excuse to be broke. So I like the idea of having a big bank account, but still kind of having a little bit of a minimalist attitude, in a sense, where I'm very content without needing all of this stuff, because I figured out that the more stuff you have, the more stress and anxiety sometimes that it creates in your life. And so anyways, I don't know where that came from. That's, just the rant of the day. But folks, today is one of my favorite days because we go look at some of the tokens that could be potentially life-changing. And, for some of you that are newer to the show, I very much appreciate you being here. And I want to give you guys just like a little bit of a, back up a little bit, give you a bigger view in a sense of the channel. So if you're sitting here going, hey, Brad's going to talk about some microcap gems today, we're going to go buy them. And next week, those things are going to be up 10x, 20x, 100x. We're going to make a bunch of money. We're all going to go, Tahiti. I want to remind you guys that this is a long-term game. And while I feel that we are getting to we're like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, baby, and this is the Super Bowl, we're down on the goal line. And, it's first and goal with 2 minutes to left, and we're going to punch that baby in, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. It's inevitable. We don't know whether we've got another month or 2 or 3 or even, 6 or 7 or 8. I unfortunately hear a lot of people that are relatively intelligent that believe, we could be in for a wait all the way until the end of the year. Now, I'm not in that camp. I believe that this cycle is going to play out a lot like last cycle. And in February of last cycle, in February of 2021, we had I wouldn't call it catastrophic, but a lot of people got shaken out of the cryptocurrency market when Bitcoin, which had ran up to 42,000 at that point, crashed all the way back to 27. So that's a pretty good dump, right? If you take 10% of 42,000 is 4,200. So 20 is 8,400. So if you take 8,400 from 42,000, you're still only down to, 34,000. So it's basically about a 40% dump, which I've told people, if you've been listening to me at all for the last 2 years, I'm here to tell you that we have lots of 20, even 30 or 40% corrections in this market. So we're sitting at, all-time high of a little over 100, 108. A 40% correction would take us right down into that $75,000, $77,000 range. And there's a lot of people that believe we need to see that happen before, Bitcoin goes absolutely ballistic and goes crazy and goes up to 200, 250,000. I don't know if they're right, but I'm not going to be totally shocked and surprised by it. So having said that, folks, you have to be patient. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the tokens that I'm super, super high on, I'll probably pull up CoinGecko and share it with you guys. And then while I'm looking at this, let me bring it up here real quick. So here's a token called TIN. It's a gaming project. Gaming hasn't really done anything too exciting yet thus far in this market. This is a monster of the channel. This is a token that I've been talking about since last year, probably in about March or April was the first time that I talked about this token, and I started promoting it to my community. Last year in roughly, February-ish, this token was about $0.015, and it ran all the way up to about 44 cents at its peak. And then it came back down during, the May, June, July, August, September, October timeframe last year when everything else was coming down. It came all the way back down to about 2 cents, hung out at 1.5 to about 2.5 or 3 cents. But long story short, I really started promoting it hard when it was down at about $0.015, 2 cents. And right now, I'm going to go look at CoinGecko. But as of yesterday, it was down to under a penny. It was at like 0.008. So had you bought it at 2 cents, you probably are underwater 50-60%. But I would tell you to not worry about that. It's short term. And the reason I'm mentioning this token right now is this is one of my favorite microcap gems. If you don't have any TIN, I would highly put it on your radar and go do some research and see if it makes sense for your portfolio. But at under a penny, I think it's an absolute steal. And then, I also want to give you guys, take responsibility for your investments. If you got into this token, I bought some not too long ago at like 1.7 cents. After that, It ran all the way up to 3, going on 3.5, 4 cents about a month or so ago when things were really going good in the market. Now, I didn't sell any of my tokens, but that's my fault. So if you bought tokens at 1.50, 2 cents, and you watched it run all the way up to 3 or 4 cents and you didn't take any profits, well, that's on us. Theoretically, I could have sold half my bag, had 100% of my money back in my pocket, and still had 50% of the tokens, which would make me a lot less, I would be less worried about the current temporary climate and the current price action of this token. And so I'm learning, more and more. I've been around this space for, going on 10 years, and I'm still learning every day. But I've found that there's something very therapeutic, if you will, about having tokens that are free, basically. So anytime a token gets up to, 2 or 3x what you've invested in it, it's never a bad idea to pull out your initial investment and in general try to hold it in the sidelines. I think, this is maybe a topic for another day. I've been talking about the richest man in Babylon, but something that's super important, folks. Let's say that you throw $500 at 10. It doubles to whatever. It doubles, to 2 cents. Now you've got $1,000 worth. You sell off 500. You're excited. You still got half your bag of 10 for free. And now you got $500 in your pocket. The biggest mistake that I see most investors make is that they now take that $500 and they figure out a way to go spend it on a nice dinner. They go, buy some, wheels for their car. Maybe they upgrade their stereo system. They do something with that money other than invest it. You have to look at your cryptocurrency portfolio as your financial freedom fund, and your financial freedom fund doesn't get touched for anything except for assets that are going to produce cash flow or that are going to hopefully appreciate capital gains. So when you go sell that token and you put the 500 back, you hold that in USDT. And maybe, get if you got a little USDT on Coinbase, you're earning 4 or 5% on it. Maybe you could put your USD someplace where it's, earning you a few bucks. But in general, if you believed in 10 when it was 2 cents and you still believe in it and now it's under a penny, how great would it be to have bought, let's say you bought 10 at 2 cents. You bought $500 worth. Now it ran all the way up to 4 cents. You sold half. Now you're sitting here with $500 on the sideline and 10 is down at 0.008 or 0.009. And you have an opportunity to throw that 500 back into it. And, I'm just going to, let's, real quick right here together, I want to give you guys an idea of why this is powerful. So if we take my trusty little calculator here, we take this sucker and we throw in $500 at 2 cents is 25,000 tokens. So now at 4 cents, you want your $500 back. So you're going to have to sell half of those. If you sell 12,500 times 0.04, there's your $500 back. So now you got your $500 back in your pocket, and you have 12,510, and you've got $500. Now 10 goes down. We'll call it 0.085, right in the middle of where it's at. So it's down at 0.085, and now you go buy $500 worth again. 500 divided by 0.0085 is 58,000. Little over 58,853 plus the 12.5 that you still had. You now have 71,010 tokens instead of your original 25,000. And that's powerful. Yeah, now you have your 500 invested again. But folks, that's how you can create some immense wealth, because I found out that more often than not, what goes up significantly ends up retracing pretty well too. And we've had a lot of opportunities over the last few months where we've seen that. Tokens that have taken off and done, amazing, amazing things, and then have come back down to earth. And had you taken some profits, you would have been in good shape. While we're on the subject, I'm going to run over here to CoinGecko real quick. And I want to show you just another. So we're going to go look at 10 real quick. So token in here. Yeah, it's down another 2.29% today. You know, the other thing about these tokens is you got to remember, folks, like when they're sponsors of the channel, I know the owners, I know the founders. You know, I've vetted there. Vladimir is working his tail off. He's putting things in place, and that this is just all based on market conditions. There hasn't been a hack. There hasn't been any FUD. There hasn't been any major catastrophic events or news events about 10. It's just the market. So look at this. It's down here at 00841. Once again, we go out here to like the 3-month chart. You can see here where it is to 4 cents. It doesn't really show it there, but you can see it here. It's way over 3. This is 3.5 here. This is 4 here. So it's just almost 4. I'm not getting quite there. But anyways, not that long ago. When was this? December 8th. You know, so just a little over a month ago, this thing, you know, month and a half, 2 months, it was sitting at, you know, almost 4 cents. So it's down 75% just in the last, you know, 45 to 60 days. But look at this, folks. 44 cents on May 4th of 2024. So, I mean, let's just do some real quick math here. So it's we'll do 500 divided by 0.008357. That would give you 59,830 tokens. I don't know if you can see that or not with me, you know, being off screen, but that give you, call it 60,000 tokens. And if it goes back up to its all-time high of 44 cents, your $500 is now worth $26,325. And folks, that's how you can make some serious money in these bull markets. This is how you can do some serious damage investing in some of these microcap gems. I'll go back to the chat here in a minute. I don't know if Deadwood is here, but I want to show you guys another token and what I mean. Here's a token called Alien Base. This is a token that we talked about several months ago. Like, this is probably way back in like maybe August, September of last year. We got into this token at a nickel. So we got into this token at about 5 cents. If you go out here to, we'll do the 1-year chart, you'll be able to see that this token, if it pops up here for me, there we go. So you can see the chart on this. We got in this thing way back June, July here at, you know, around 5 cents, and you can see it did nothing. September, October, November, it had done nothing. And then all of a sudden in November, look at this, guys, 8 cents on November 24th. This is what I talk about being patient. This is what I talk about. Like, if you would have bought ALB, Alien Base, back with us in June or July, you know, August, September, October, November, 4 months later, you're like, Brad, what is the deal? You told me that this was going to be a good token. But look at this. August 8th, it's 8 cents on, or excuse me, not August, October 25th. It's down here at about 8 cents. On November 26th, here it is at 40. It's showing 47, but that's not right. You can see here on the chart, 56 cents on November 27th. So we did over a 10x token, 10x on this token. Now look, if you would have sold some of this token when it was up 4, 5, 10x, pulled out your original money and a little bit of profit, look at what you would be able to do now. So it's all the way down. It came all the way down to, you know, as low here as 12 cents not too long ago. Now it's back up to 16 cents. But let's do this math one more time together. 500, and we'll call it, you know, we bought right back here, you know, right back in here, I think, when it was, I didn't get it quite as low as 3 cents, but I did get some at about 5 cents here. So we'll just, for even math, we'll do it at 5 cents. So 500 divided by 0.5 cents 10,000 tokens. Let's say that we were pretty good at picking the top, and when this thing 10x'd and got to 50 cents, we sold half of it. So we sold 5,000 tokens when it was 50 cents. So that would have been 5,000 times 50 cents would have been 2,500. So you'd have $2,500 back in your pocket, and you'd still own 5,000 of your ALB tokens. Now, let's say that when this thing dipped down here and got down to, say, let's call it 15 cents, you decided you wanted to throw some money into it, that you still believed in Alien Base, and you believe it's going to go back up and go even higher. Like, look at this. It's only at a $22 million market cap. So, you know, roughly at 16 cents, you're looking at roughly a 3.5x to get back up to here. That would still only take it to what, about a $75,000 market cap. You've got Aerodrome, the other big DEX on the base network, that's sitting at, you know, several hundred million, and is probably going to be up into the billions during this bull market. So let's just say that you didn't want to put the whole 2,500 back into this, but you decided you were going to throw half of the 2,500 back into this. So you got 12,500 that you want to throw back into this. Divided, or excuse me, 1,250, not 12,500. 1,250 divided by 16 cents. That's going to get you 7,800 more tokens. So now you're sitting on 13,500 tokens, and you got your 500 back in your pocket, and you've got a $750 token, and now you've got 78 plus 5, you've got 13 or 78. Let me 78. I'm just going to 7,800 plus the 5,000 is 12,800 times 0.16. So you've got your 500 back in your pocket. You've got about $2,000 worth of Alien Base in your portfolio, and you've got a profit of $750. Now, folks, I'm going to switch here to full screen for just a second, because I'm here to tell you that that's the kind of math I like. I love that math. Can you imagine? You started with $500. Now you've got $500 back in your pocket, $750 in profit, and you have a $2,000 position in Alien Base at an average cost of under 16 cents. It's a pretty amazing spot to be. Let's go in here to the comments and see what we got going on here. Good question, Daniel. Any airdrops? So, folks, you always want to be careful. I do share some airdrops in my private groups and stuff, but I'm always a little careful doing it live, especially when it comes to like sharing links. Excuse me. Because most of the time I'm getting this information from third-party sources. So I'm super careful. I want to make sure that I connect my wallet properly, that I'm not getting scammed, I'm not getting phished. But just too recently, that you may or may not have qualified for. If you're part of the Solana ecosystem and you've been using the Jupiter swap, they just came out with an airdrop probably a week to 10 days ago now, where depending on how much volume you had and what you'd been doing with Jupiter swap, I ended up with, I think it was a couple hundred tokens. It was about a $200 airdrop on Jupiter swap. Pudgy Penguins also came out with an airdrop. I think it's been over a month now since Pudgy Penguins hit. You guys got to go, look at it, but just go Google, Jupiter swap airdrop. Go Google Pudgy Penguins airdrop and try to, get to a reputable place and then see if you have any of those in place. Something else that I haven't talked about a little bit for a while, but I'm, a big part of a company called Done For You Airdrops, where these friends of mine created an airdrop platform where you basically buy packages and then they have people that go do all of the work. So they've got a mid wallet. So you've got your MetaMask wallet. You send them some funds for your package, and And then they do all of the work in what's called a mid wallet. So you can see the mid wallet. And then anytime the tokens get airdropped finally, when the airdrop happens, they get them transferred over to your original wallet. So it's basically like this. Let's just say that you said, hey, Brad, I'm tired of trying to connect my wallets. I'm tired of going and doing all of the tasks that it takes to do these airdrops. I'm tired of. I thought the airdrop was going to happen in June of 2024. Here it is. January of 2025, and it still hasn't happened yet. And now there's new tasks that need to be done, and it just like all of the gas fees that I've spent transferring and bridging and blah blah blah. If you came to me and said, "Hey, Brad, I tell you what, I'll pay you $500. You do all of the work." And then when the airdrop happens, I get the airdrop. Well, that's similar. That's basically what Done For You airdrops created. Their business model is for all of the people that don't want to take the time to do all of the necessary tasks to get the airdrops. They basically do all the research. They do all of the hard work, all of the heavy lifting, figuring out what companies are going to do the best airdrops. And then they basically sell a package where you pay them and they go do all the work, and then you get the airdrop. And they've got a couple of pretty cool guarantees. One of the guarantees, I want to say it was a minimum of 100. I think it was a minimum of 100. It might even be $150 now. So you get a minimum of $150 per airdrop that hits. If for some reason they do an airdrop for you, and when it launches, it isn't worth $150 the day that it launches. You still get to keep the $100 or $150, but they actually then do a new airdrop for you. They replace that airdrop that didn't do the minimum, and they give you a free airdrop, and they replace it with it. They also had a rule in place where if they do all of the tasks for you on an airdrop and it doesn't happen within 6 months. So let's say that June 1st, they finished all of the tasks and they believe they've done everything needed to qualify you for the airdrop. So July, August, September, October, November, December. So 6 months later, if that airdrop hasn't launched, then they replace it with a free airdrop for you. And let's say that 9 months, 12 months, 2 years later, that airdrop finally happens, you still get the initial airdrop too. So it's a pretty cool platform. It really, during this, the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months, especially from that like April through November time period, nothing was getting airdropped. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. I need to go get back with them and see where they're at and if they're still working hard and how that's going. And if it is, then it's something that I'll get on here and we'll talk about a little bit more on the channel, and I'll get you guys links to for people that have a little bit more time on their hands, people that have the ability to just sit there and do all of the tasks themselves. You can still do that. But for people that are maybe, like if you've got a really high paying job, you're way better off to pay somebody to do all of the tasks for you and just collect the airdrop than you are to try to sit there on your computer and keep track of everything. So for people that are, business owners that are doing pretty well in life, that have high paying jobs, this Done For You airdrops is a heck of a platform. So good question. Dave says the Jupiter, Jupe and Jupiter. Jupe is the ticker, so he's meaning Jupiter. But yeah, the Jupiter airdrop was great. I'm not a huge, I'm on Solana, but I'm not a real big, huge meme coin guy, so I didn't have as much volume as I would have liked. I only got a couple $100 worth of the airdrop. But like they literally had these tiers where, people that have traded, $1 million, which $1 million seems crazy. But if you're the type of person that's buying, $5,000 worth of a token, and then it goes up to 10,000 and you're selling it and you're like trading back and forth, because like theoretically, folks, you could buy 5,000 of a token and then sell it 5 minutes later and you've got 10,000 in volume. And that's what a lot of people do. And maybe I need to look into doing, like, probably some of these people that got $1 million in volume, They didn't really buy and sell $1 million worth of tokens that they were excited about. What they did is they bought, $5,000 worth of a token. If it went up just a little bit, they would sell it. Then they would buy it back. You can literally buy it back, buy and sell it, 100 times. And on Solana, it's costing you almost nothing in fees. So there's probably some people out there smarter than I am when it comes to airdrops that's what they did. They got $1 million in volume. And I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I want to say that they got something like $10,000 or $20,000 worth of Jupiter potentially. I might be off on those numbers. Maybe it was only 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. But anyways, it was a significant amount of money. And imagine if they did that on multiple wallets. So that's another strategy, another thing that we need to look into as infinite crypto cruisers. We need to be maximizing this free money that is getting put out there into the market. So I kind of going through the let me see here. Brad may ban you anytime if you listen to him yesterday, so stop doing accusations. It looks like I skipped right over something. Jasby, no giveaway, no sleep, and stop changing account. Yeah. I wondered I was curious to see how many people we would keep on the channel here if I didn't announce a giveaway. So anyways, Tim, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you. Once again, I appreciate all of you for being here. I don't see any tokens in the chat that you guys are excited about. So if you have any tokens that you're looking at, please let me know. John says, informative always, Brad. Thank you, man. I hope to give you guys some good value while you're here. I'm going to go ahead and click off of 10. And I'm not going to just always talk about the sponsors of the channel, but I think it's important, folks, for you guys to see a couple more tokens that I'm super, super excited about that have gotten knocked down a little bit lately. So for one, you got a bonus there with the alien base. That alien base is a token that I am pretty excited about. And so that is another one that you could definitely do your own research on, take a look at it. And then let me get back over here and let's take a peek at Dimitra. So one of the things that I love about Dimitra, folks, DMTR, is that this is a token that has incredible utility. This token, I've said it before, has probably the most utility or the most real world use case of any token I've ever seen. And holy smokes, folks, 4 cents, is that right? That is crazy. I've got, this doesn't, wow, I've never, ever, like it's been long time. Look at this, guys. It's down 44% in the last 30 days. I'm so glad that I brought this token up. Look at this one. Let's look at the 1 year chart, folks. At 4 cents, this thing is an absolute steal. Look at this. It was just back, in April of last year. I remember because I sold a little bit of it at about 27 cents. This thing was all the way up at 27 cents. Oh, man, this is an incredible buy, folks. Folks, not financial advice. I got to throw this out here. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. I am not a financial advisor, but, some of those days where I talk about, hey, if you can sell some of your 401k, or you got a car sitting there in the driveway that hardly ever gets driven, and maybe you ought to consider selling it and using that money to get into crypto. I'm telling you, at 4 cents right now, I'm a little bit cash poor, but I will be buying Dimitra today. I will find some money and will get some Dimitra today at 4 cents. This thing is an absolute steal, guys. Its previous all-time high when it launched back a few years ago was $6. And, I'm going to go back. I just wanted you to see the excitement in my eyes. I cannot believe that this is a 4 cent token. Like last year, the lowest that I saw it go was normally about 7 or 8 cents. It might have dipped down to like 6.5 cents for a split second. But I'm telling you, if you want a token that's going to double back up to 8 cents and you're going to have the ability to sell half of it and get your money back in your pocket, in my opinion, once again, not financial advice, I could be wrong. It could go lower. It could take it a little while to bounce up. In my opinion, though, I think we're going to see a massive, massive bounce fairly quickly. I don't know what took it down to 4 cents if this market has just been, that bad. But I would be willing to bet, and I'm going to bet, that it jumps back up. I'm going to go buy some Dimitra token as absolutely soon as I can. So with that news, let's do this real quick and go back here and give you guys an idea of where you can buy this thing. So right now, you can buy this on MEXC. You can get it on Uniswap. You can get it on KuCoin. You can get it on Gate. This thing is buyable just about everywhere. Now, weird, here on MEXC, it's showing that it's at 4.46 cents. On Uniswap, it's showing that it's at 3.5 cents. I don't know if that is a good arbitrage opportunity or not, but that is something for those of you guys that are into arbitrage. I mean, that's a pretty significant spread. So from 3.5 to basically 4.5, that'd be 10, 20, about a 30% difference, right? 30% of 4.5 would be 1.2, 1.35. So I guess it's not quite 30%. Because we're only going down about a penny. So I guess it's more like, I don't know, 25%, something like that. What's 25% of 4 is 12.5. So it's a little over 12.5. So I guess maybe it's only 20% difference, but it's significant, right? 10% of 3.5 is 3.5. So that'd only take it up to 3.9. Yeah. So it's over 20% difference right here for some reason on Uniswap versus KuCoin and MEXC. So if you've got KuCoin and MEXC, you might want to consider logging into them and seeing if this is really a true price, if this is really where it's sitting at right now, and potentially, looking to maybe arbitrage it. The other thing I would look at doing is I would get onto Uniswap and see if I could get some of these tokens down at this 3.5 cents. I mean, that's absolutely bonkers that this token is down that low. So you can see that it's, you can buy it just about everywhere. And once again, you can see right here where on September 22nd of 2021, right towards the peak of the last bull market, this was a $6 token. Crazy. And then you see just in the last 7 days, it's all time. It was up at 9.8 cents down to as low as 2.9 cents. I sure wish I would have had some type of an alert set on this token. If I would have seen it down at 3 cents, I would have just thrown the whole kitchen sink at it. And so once again, folks, do with that what you will. But I just think it's near impossible. Nothing is ever impossible, but I don't think you can lose money buying Dimitra at under 4 cents. It would just be unbelievable to me for it to drop any more than that. Like obviously it was at 2.9 cents recently, but I bet you we can't probably see it on this chart. But let me see here. Let's go to the 7-day chart. Yeah, so look at how fast this bounced. I mean, it was like just one major crazy candle. It went from 8 cents all the way down. So you must have had somebody that owned, a lot of these tokens that for some reason decided that they wanted out of them, and they must have made some massive, massive sells in order to drop this down. But look, it went from 2.9. This is showing January 26th at 1900. And then it was all the way back up to 4.5 at 2100. So this literally bounced from 3 cents to 4.5 in 2 hours. You could have made 50% on your money in 2 hours, and now it's leveled out here at around 4 cents. But somebody did something crazy a couple of days ago and sold, must have sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of these tokens in order to drop the price on a candle like that. So anyways, that is one of the other tokens that I wanted to share. And then I'm going to take a quick peek at the comments again. I have a few, but very scary. Yeah, we love the scary ones. That's okay, Tim. The lower the market cap and the scarier they are, the more potential they have. So the other thing about these tokens, when you throw $500 at a 10 or even $500 at a Dimitra, although this is at a $38 million market cap, where 10 is sitting at like $250,000. So 38 million is still pretty substantial with Dimitra. But like 10 is at like 200,000. When you throw $500 at a token like 10, I'm expecting that to probably either go to zero, which I don't think is going to happen, or I think that we're going to go to, 100x or 500x or 1,000x with a token like 10. Like if you go look at Axie Infinity and some of the other gaming tokens that exploded during the last bull market, they did 1,000+ x. There was people that turned $100 into $1 million with Axie Infinity. And so tokens like 10 are, you take $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, whatever is a little, not a significant portion of your money, maybe even $25. But long story short, you get a little bit of money into something scary like 10, and if you're right, man, you turn $100 into 50 grand or 100 grand or more. Something's very, very significant. So even if you lose $100 9 times, like 9 of these tokens that we're talking about go to zero, the 10th one turns into 50 grand or 100 grand. You're not worried about the $900 that you lost. Hey, John, welcome, Jen. Welcome, John. Hope you are doing great. Everything is going good. Let me see here. Christopher Eden. Hi, Christopher. How you doing today? Welcome to the channel. Hope you are having a fantastic day. He says, Oasis coming out today. Thoughts? So that's a good question, Christopher. Is it on CoinGecko? I'll go take a peek at it and see if it is on CoinGecko. If it's not on like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, it's a little harder to evaluate. But let's see if something pops up here for Oasis. You tell me which one. Let me see. I'm not seeing anything with that ticker. Is it this Rose token? Is it any of these here? Or wait, here we go. This Oasis Metaverse right here. Is that the correct token, John? Christopher, Oasis Metaverse. It's up 6%. Is that the right token? Let me know in the chat if this is the token that you're talking about. This definitely didn't launch today. This launched back, this launched pretty close. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, it looks like it launched. So is this the correct token? Let me get back over to my chat. See, so that is not the right token then. Okay, it releases on Radium. Let me go back here to CoinGecko and see. This is based on Ethereum, it looks like. So this is not the right token. So it's kind of hard for me to take a look at. John, do you have any, where would you recommend I go take a look at it? Do you got anything that I can type into my search bar real quick? Oasis Meta. So it's not this Oasis Metaverse. Are you sure that it's not just that this isn't the token, but that it's migrating over to Solana, or that it's migrating over onto interesting. Okay. So I would love to take a closer look at it. It sounds interesting, but it looks like it's going to be kind of hard to do. I'm going to move on to the next token, Christopher, but if you can throw something in the chat that would get me to their website, throw a link to their website. It won't hyperlink for me, but if you throw a link to their website or give me something that's some decent, information where I can run over and look at it, I will definitely take a quick look at that. Let me see here. What in the world is this, Tim? Invify.afi. So what's the ticker for that, Tim? Or is that the ticker? Let's see what we got here. INVIFI. INVIFI. I didn't go. Well, let me see here. Here we go. Invify. Interesting. Invify.ai sitting at, wow, $215,000 market cap. Thank you, Tim, for sharing this one with us. Let's take a quick look at this baby. I love something that's all the way down at, $200,000 market cap. It's got AI in the name. I love it, and I haven't even looked at it. We're going to take a closer look at it. But folks, this is the power of these Microcap Gem Wednesday live streams. This could be a huge token for us that's brought to us by, if you go back and watch all of my live streams for the last year, Tim has been on just about every single one of them. He is, working hard and putting in the effort to create an amazing crypto portfolio for himself during this bull market. So when Tim brings a token to me, I look at it extra hard because Tim's not bringing garbage. He's bringing substantial opportunities to the channel. So with that, let's go scroll down a little bit here. It looks like it's on Solana, so it'll be easy to buy. And as of right now, it looks like it just, launched fairly quickly. So its all-time high was about 0.43, and it's down about 50% today. That doesn't bother me. That's a normal retracement on a token that had, a big upswing when it launched. So, it's sitting here now today about 27 or 25% above its all-time high. Right now, it's just on Radium, so that's okay. The nice thing about Solana and Radium, is that all of those exchanges on Solana are super easy to buy. If you don't have a Phantom wallet yet, I would recommend going, to your Chrome Play Store, getting a Phantom wallet, download it onto your computer, and get some Solana over to your wallet, and you can make some moves with a Solana Phantom wallet and some Solana. Let's take a look here at, let's go take a look at its website. Oh, come on. There we go. There it goes. It's popping up. Okay, so Invify, automated investment AI agent. No more long hours spent sitting and staring at charts. Our AI agents will trade for you. Just invest, sit back, and relax. I love that. As it mentioned in my intro, that passive income is one of my favorite things. Grok agent, 1.9% daily for 69 days, minimum of $15, maximum of $5,000. Principal you get back after 69 days. Total ROI, 131%. You've got the 2% and the 2.45%. Now, these are much bigger minimums, $5,000 minimum and a $35,000 minimum. I will tell you this. I just promoted a project yesterday. Last night, I put out a video on a project called Qtum, and it doesn't even have a cryptocurrency token, but I was watching Cowboys of Crypto, and he did a little video on this platform. And so I went and took a look at it. I did this video on Qtum, but I did a lot of warning you guys as far as like, do your own research, do your own due diligence, don't invest money that you can't afford to lose, because this is a platform, this Qtum platform actually will pay you 2, 3, or 5% per day. Now, during the bear market, I tried a lot of these different platforms that offered those kind of returns, and every single one of them ended up turning out to be a Ponzi. And it eventually went under, and I lost my money. Now, I can't swear that Qtum is, because the thing is one of these days, there's going to be a platform that gets it right, that actually has the right kind of AI, that has the right kind of software that can make these kind of returns happen. I don't believe it's totally impossible. I just think it's a matter of time. But I will say that. So if you go look at the Qtum video and you decide to invest in it, I always recommend that you get your initial investment out as quickly as possible. So one thing that I will say with this platform is I would definitely be pulling my money out. I would want to do a little bit more research, and I would want to be pulling my money out. So if this is legit, and you can get 1.9% a day. Now it sounds like your principal's locked for 69 days, but it sounds like you can get your 1.9%, probably pull it out daily. So one of the things that I would be very interested in figuring out is how often can I pull my rewards back out? And then the second thing is how much does it cost? Like what blockchain is this on? How do you make a deposit? Is it through something like Solana, where it's super, super cheap? Because if this is like on the Ethereum blockchain, it might be a little rough pulling out your information. So what do we got here? Open a personal account in the system. Go to the top of the menu, fill out the necessary information. Open your AI agent after registration. You need to log in. Go to your investment page. Purchase an AI agent. All right, and then I still have not seen what network they're on. It does look like they have a referral program, so that is interesting. You know, it looks like if you refer people to this program and they sign up, that you're going to get, you know, some type of a kickback. That's not a bad thing, but at the same time, the projects that I tried to make money in during the bear market that basically were the worst were the ones that had the biggest referral bonuses, because the whole idea, when these things are Ponzi schemes, the whole thing is that it's all based on referrals. So as long as enough people are coming in and joining the project fast enough, they can keep paying everybody out. But at some point in time, when the referrals slow down or stop, the company runs out of money, and all of a sudden everything freezes up and they no longer are paying out anybody. And so this isn't a horrible referral program. It doesn't look super, super aggressive compared to some that I've seen, but I'm just telling you guys, like, do your own due diligence. There's a very high likelihood that if you put money into this platform, at some point in time, you're going to not get it back anymore. Like you might get your money back for, you know, the first 69 days. You might even get your money back for the second 69 days. But whether or not this is able to continue on for months and months and months and years is very hard to discern just from looking at their website. So if you were to invest in this, you got two ways to invest. Obviously, you can just buy the token. And the second thing that you could do would be to invest in the platform. I'm telling you, if you're going to invest in the platform, just be careful. Really, really, really. Like I always talk about, if you're going to invest money in crypto, one of my major rules is don't invest money that you can't leave in the market long term. Because if you go buy a token spot, you know, you go buy some of that 10 or you go buy some of that Dimitra, and even if it hadn't bottomed out yet and it dropped down another 25 or 30%, as long as you don't sell it, you haven't lost anything. But if you are in a platform like this and it goes out of business and your money is just gone, then you've lost everything. And you got to, you know, at 1.9%, it's going to take you a little over 50 days to get 100% of your money back. So this would be a play where I would be cautious and I would try to get my initial investment back. And then once again, Tim, if you're asking me for my advice, what I would tell you is if the platform goes out of business and it quits paying out, there's going to be a huge red line in the chart and the tokens are going to become worthless very quickly. So in the meantime, this project could run up and do some significant numbers if it's paying out. And if people are referring people to it and they're getting their 2 or their 3% every single day, and they have belief in the platform, this is a token that could make some big moves fairly quickly. But I'm just here to tell you, this is the type of platform that if it starts to go down, it's going to tank drastically. Like, you're going to see 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% declines in a very short period of time if the project starts to look insolvent or shaky at all. So this is definitely, a high risk, high reward, with a $200,000 market cap. I mean, a 10x only takes it to 2 million. 100x only takes it to 20 million. So, man, like this, once again, high risk, high reward. Don't throw any money at this that you're not willing to just, like, if you wouldn't be willing to take this money to a casino and play blackjack or roulette or something like that with it, probably don't want to invest it into this project, is my own opinion. Once again, you do your research, you do your own due diligence, and then make up your own mind. But yeah, man, I appreciate you bringing this to us, because these AI agents are hot. And if something like this catches fire, if it catches fire, it can do some serious damage very quickly. So, John, you like the coin? The more members in the chat that have looked at it and like it, the more I like it. And once again, this is another one too where it just launched. So something else that I'll say is, most of these platforms, when they launch, they usually have a good 3-6 months, maybe even a year, sometimes even 2 years in them. So it's early enough that I would say the odds of it like becoming insolvent and going out of business in the next couple, 2 or 3 months, are probably pretty slim, very, very slim. But that's no guarantee. Like, the thing could go out of business tomorrow, depending on if it is a rug pull. So that's the other thing. Let me mention this. If it is a rug pull, if it is a Ponzi scheme, the owners know it's a Ponzi scheme before they ever even create it. So if the ownership knows it's a Ponzi, then you don't know what their goals are. They might have been excited to just have it launch to a few $100,000 market cap. Like, if they're gonna pocket most of that money. So if it launches up to a couple $200,000-300,000 market cap, that might be all they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for $2 or $3 million. It's hard to say. Maybe they think there's guys, they might know it's a Ponzi, but they believe they can get it up to 20 million before everything's gonna fall apart. So, having said that, I'm just giving you guys fair warning that if the ownership knows it's a Ponzi scheme, then you just really never know exactly when it's gonna take a dive. So let me see here. What do we got here? Tim says, thanks for the deep dive. Yeah, I only put 100 in it when it came out and pulled out initials. Okay, so did you buy the token, Tim, or did you invest in the platform and are pulling in the 1.9% a day? Like, I would be awfully tempted to go in and just throw, like $100, $200, $500 at the 1.9% and, pull out my initial investment. And then maybe at that point in time, the other thing about a platform like this is, if you can get your initial out, then what you might consider doing, if you really believe that it's going to be around for a long time, is you could start compounding your rewards. You could start compounding your earnings. So if you start compounding that 2.9 or that 1.9% every day back in, all of a sudden your 500 is turned into 1,000, and now you're getting 1.9 on 1,000, and then it's 2,000. And if this is a platform that lasts, long term, you could start off with a relatively small amount of money, compounding it, and over the course of a year or two, you can 10x your money, and now all of a sudden you're earning 2% a day on 10 grand, which is $200, or 1.9% on 10 grand is 190 a day. So I'm just being extremely cautious, because I've seen so many platforms like this. Most of the time, they were kind of outside of crypto. Maybe you used crypto to buy into them, which is another thing. Like these Ponzi schemes love crypto because you can't dispute it, like on your credit card transactions and stuff like that. So these Ponzi schemes usually use crypto, but normally crypto isn't necessarily built right into the platform. They're not necessarily a platform like this. So I am definitely interested, in taking a closer look at this. And folks, once again, this could be crazy. So it sounds like so you just bought the token, and I don't blame you. I'm with you. Like, buying the token is a lot less risky than investing in the platform and trying to get the 1.9%. Absolutely, for sure. Especially if you were able to get in and get back out and get your initial back out. Now, you are definitely totally free rolling. So from a buying the token perspective, once again, I'm a firm believer that this project not going to go out of business in the next 30, 60, 90 days, probably. If it isn't going to last long term, it's probably still going to take it 3 to 6 months to become insolvent. And there's a lot of money potentially, to be made over the course of that time. As an AI agent, this thing could do a 10, 20, 50, 100x long before it ever goes out of business. So let's go back here to Christopher. Christopher says, is a slightly NSFW website. Apologize my ignorance, but I'm not 1,000% sure what NSFW stands for, Christopher. So it doesn't look like we're going to look at that. I want to just go. He's probably gone. But Pablo, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you very much. And then, man, we've been here. Wow, we've been here for over an hour. Holy smokes, I can't believe it. All right, folks, let me do something here real quick. For those of you that are still with me, let's run over here. I want to share my screen. I want to go to a new tab here and share this tab. And we're going to go to StreamYard, giveaway. StreamYardo giveaway, if it ever loads. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, not safe for work. Okay. Okay, come on, website. I love my computer, man. I can't wait until later on this week, guys. I'm gonna surprise you guys, I think, next week. Let's okay, there we go. There's the giveaway tool. So for those of you that are still here, I appreciate you very much. Let's choose this live stream right here. And then let's choose, what are we going to say here? Let's just, because I'm going to go over the gains token. So let's just do gains and start collecting comments. There you guys go. Hashtag gains if you'd like to win a little prize for being here on the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel today. Appreciate each and every one of you that are still on after an hour. And I got to admit when I'm wrong. I had somebody come into my Discord and recommend that I didn't do this until the end of the stream. And at first I didn't love that idea because I like the gains, or I like the hashtag comments going down through. It creates a lot of excitement. And I think that it helps the YouTube algorithm. So I'm not going to do it like this every single day, but I wanted to reward you guys that were here. And I wanted to get rid of the people that were only here for the giveaway. So those of you that are still here, man, I appreciate you. And the other thing I'm going to do for those of you that got multiple YouTube accounts and are going to still try to game the system, this ain't going to last very long. We're going to go do the drawings very, very soon here. So if you haven't hit hashtag gains, get her done, because we're going to go draw a couple of winners here in just a second. And then we're going to talk about the last token that I wanted to mention to you guys here real quick. So what do we got? We're going to have a 20-second countdown right now, 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, I'm going to draw the winner. So you got 20 seconds if you're watching to get hashtag gains in the chat. And be available. 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and draw. Who's going to win $25 in USDT? David, I'm assuming you're here, David. Let me know in the chat that you are here. David, are you here, David? Please let me know in the chat that you are here, and let's go ahead and draw again the second winner. I mean, obviously, you guys should be here. You just put it all into the, just put it all in here. Tim G, I love it. I love it when somebody that contributed, there's somebody that is just such an incredible contributor, but man, he contributed today, and so he deserved to win, man. That is awesome. So most of you probably know already the deal. You got to go get into your YouTube about. You got to go get a BYDFI account connected, through my referral link. If you don't have one, let me see if I can bring that up real fast here for you guys. I think I can. So for some streams, I'm still gonna do it right from the beginning for some streams, but I kind of like this too. We seem like we had a lot of chat. There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot going on in the chat. So that is a hyperlink to BYDFI. So if you need to create a BYDFI account, Dave, you can absolutely do that very quickly. The link is right here. It's also right in the top of the description. Go create a BYDFI account, then go to your YouTube page and get onto your About, and then just put your BYDFI unique user ID. It's a string of numbers, about 10, 12 digits long. Put that in your bio, and I will send you $25 in USDT to your BYDFI account. And then real quick, one other thing I still like, I got to do this for myself too. So I'm going to pull up YouTube. And just bear with me here for a quick second, folks. I'm going to pull up YouTube. And I do this mainly so that I can verify. Like, I know that you guys that just commented are legit, but you'd be amazed at how people will try to clone YouTube accounts and do goofy stuff to win, $25. So I want to make sure that I get you guys situated and make sure that you guys are the official winners. So I go here, I go to my channel. Let me share this tab here real quick. All right, let's make sure that it's loading up here. Good, guys. Nope, it ain't loading up very well, but it will. There we go. So there's my YouTube channel. So just in case you weren't exactly sure how to use this, folks, when you go to your YouTube channel homepage, you're going to have your About here. This is where you go to put your BYDFI user ID number. Just, you can edit this. Obviously, you can't edit mine, but I can edit mine if I wanted to. And so you can just go in here and put that there. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this video and let it load up for a second so that I can actually pull up your guys's pages. So I'll be able to pull up your page just like I was able to pull up my page through the comments that you guys made in the live stream. So Tim, you could also just DM me, Tim, if you want to on Telegram, so that I can actually pull up your guys's. Okay, we'll get rid of the sound there. So Tim, if you want to just DM me on Telegram, feel free. Tim is a part of the inner circle and around all the time. Let me see here. Where is a message? Where is a message from David? Here we go. So David, I click on this. That's going to pull up and I can go to your channel. So now I've got your channel pulled up. You can always, after this video is over, you can always let me know in the comment section of the main, video comments that that you're done. sometimes when these live streams are over, I've got meetings or things that I'm jumping into. So give me a little bit of time. Sometimes it can take an hour or sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 hours before I get around to sending the money, but I promise you I will send the money. So here, David, I've got your screen pulled up there, and let's see if you already have it done. It doesn't look like you have a BYDFI account in place yet, but we'll let you get one in there, and then we will get you paid. So folks, for those of you that haven't left, let me get over here, and I want to talk about one more token. And this token is not necessarily an official sponsor of the channel, but this is a token that has made me a lot of money over the years, and this is a incredible project in my opinion. And so let me get, why won't screen for me? There we go. And then the BYDFI link doesn't need to be there anymore, so let me get rid of that. Congrats to the winners, says Eric. Thanks for being here, Eric. Appreciate you very much. And so let's go over here. I talked about these guys a little bit last week, but I want to share these guys with you again because thanks to these market conditions, this is another bunch of money, and potentially more. So I'm going to give you guys a real quick breakdown on this token and why I think you might want to bin during this whole bear market, which is $4.7 cents. It's all during the 2021 bull market. And since that bull market, it created a new launch pad that is starting to gain some traction and starting to take off. And the reason that this token is smashed down so low is because it's a private sale platform and it's a launch pad. So if you own and stake your gains tokens, they bring private sales to you that you can invest in. And so I just want to, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. So while that's loading, I'm still going to just, talk from the screen that I'm on. But they have two platforms. They have a private sale platform, and then they have what's called a pad, a launch pad. So my computer is a little slow, but I'm trying to, once they're up, I'll switch over to those screens. But so 4.7 cents is extremely low. There's no doubt in my mind time, and potentially even go higher than its all-time high with everything that is happening with it. Poor little computer here is running so slow. Let me get rid of some of these tabs that I don't need. Try to get rid of that tab. I don't think I need it. I don't need this tab anymore. All right, so now let's run over here to the gains private sale pad and let's share this. What do we got? So is it showing here? Yeah, so this is the back office of the gains pad. I'm not quite sure what's going on, if it's just not give it a quick second here. But anyway, so once you've staked your tokens, let's see if we can click on the deals, if anything will pop up. So there we go. Yeah, so these are projects that they just recently brought to the platform. And oh, for goodness sakes. So you can see here they had, middle Middle launched to about a 10x when it launched a couple of days ago. It looks like it launched on the 20th. As of right now, it's only up about 50% higher than the price. But my point is, you can see here, there's several. I've got some of these DeFi agents that I invested in that are going to be coming in. You can see here this Sentiment AI went up from 1.5 cents to 2.4 cents, but when it launched to an even better multiple than that. We've got Metafight here that launched at, well, excuse me, this one's not real great. This one launched at 13 cents and now it's down to 6 cents. So not all of them are winners, but at the same time, as the private sale market heats up, a lot of these private sales are going to do extremely well. So not only are you buying a 5-cent token that over the next handful of months, I believe, is going to like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100x, like it could go to $5. Wouldn't be very far out of the realm of possibility at all for this gains token to go to $5. And even at $2, you 40x your money, plus you have the opportunity to get in on these private sales. Now, the other platform that I'm super excited about is their Launchpad. And part of the reason that I want to mention this is because we have a couple of pooling groups where, so I'm going to, while that pulls, oh man, my website wasn't even showing. Fantastic. Okay, no worries. I love this computer. Did I tell you guys that yet, that I love this computer? Yeah. Okay. No worries. But I'm just gonna talk real quick and then get you guys under Plume. So don't forget Plume for a brand new RWA. So we're not gonna have time to go research it yourself, but Deadwood is also another OG he's actually the one that brought Alien Base to the community. He also has brought ChainSwap to the community. He brought ICP Swap to the community. Mr. Deadwood has been invaluable to this community and has made us a ton of money. So if he says Plume is worth checking out, we're definitely going to check it out, folks, and take a closer look at it. But you're going to have to do it on your own, make your own do your own due diligence, do your own research, and see if it is a project that you want to throw some of your hard-earned funds at. And then maybe next Wednesday we'll have an opportunity and we'll look at it together next Wednesday. But so the gains pad is a launch pad for new tokens. And the reason that I'm bringing it up is I believe you can get into the gains pad with as little as 1,000 tokens or 3,000 tokens. And then you can get in for 10,000 tokens, 25,000 tokens, and 50,000 tokens. And for folks that don't want to go out and buy 25 or 50,000 tokens because you need that many tokens in order to get guaranteed allocations into every single token that is launching on the gains pad. If you only have 3,000 tokens or 10,000 tokens, then you get put into a lottery. And if you don't get drawn during that lottery, then you don't get to invest in that project. And so whenever it comes to launch pads, I want to be able to get in on every single project. So especially now, right now at 5 cents, 50,000 of them, I guess would be, I want to say $2,500 if my math is right, or 2,500. So some of you might be able to go out and buy $2,500 worth of the tokens and just do, this on your own. The other thing about it is that they recently started, they banned U.S. citizens from the launch pad just to make sure that they were compliant with all of the regulatory issues and everything that's going on in the world. And so I have the ability to get KYC'd and get accounts. So if you're in the United States, the two main reasons that you might want to consider becoming part of the Infinite Crypto Pooling Group is A, you can invest much less than 25 or 50,000 tokens. You could put in 5,000 tokens. It's been the minimum, which 5,000 tokens is $250. So I would say if you can't swing $250 for those tokens, it's probably not a good fit for you anyways, because then you have to come up with funds when the sales get launched. But for easy math, let's say we've got 50,000 tokens in the pool, 5,000 of them are yours. project launches or is getting ready to launch and they tell us that we qualify for a $2,000 investment. Well, 5,000 tokens out of 50 is 10%. 10% of $2,000 is $200. You would send me $200. I would then invest the whole 2,000 on our behalf. When the tokens hit my wallet, I send you your tokens. Usually there's a certain amount that gets given to us the day that it launches, and then there's vesting. So every time those tokens hit my wallet for the next handful of months, I send them to you. So, Tim G is a part of the pooling group. Pablo Noodles is a part of the pooling group, and several other people. David Bertner, there's a lot of people that are a part of we've got 2 different groups now. We've raised 100,000 tokens for 2 pooling groups, and we're starting a 3rd pooling group. So if you have any interest in being a part of the gains pad, then DM me on Telegram, DM me in Twitter, DM me in Discord, and happy to hop on a Zoom call with you and give you more details and explain to you how it exactly works. But I'm telling you, folks, the powerful thing about these launch pads is, let's say that you get 20% of your tokens at launch and the thing 10x's. So you invested $200. You got $20 worth of tokens, or excuse me, $40 worth of tokens if you got 20%. If it 10x's and you sell that for $400, you doubled your initial investment, and now you have 80% of the tokens still coming over the next handful of months. And, I've mentioned it before. I've had multiple 25, 50, 100x, private tokens or launchpad tokens over my career. And I even had one launchpad token, a token called BLOCTopia, that I turned $200 into 50 grand with BLOCTopia, and I still have a bunch of BLOCTopia tokens that I'm hoping that they come and make a comeback during this bull market. But back in 2021, when BLOCTopia launched, it actually went as high as 1,017x. Me, like a dummy, I sold a bunch of mine at 400x. What could I do? I had $50 in tokens, and I sold them for 20 grand. If I would have just held on to them for, a couple more weeks, I would have been able to sell $50 worth of tokens for 50,000. But I'm not greedy. I'm pretty happy with $50 into 20 grand. We can't guarantee that we're going to hit one of those during this bear market or during this bull market, but you definitely ain't going to hit one if you're not even playing the game. So, folks, I apologize for my computer acting up. I hope that you guys all got some. Let me see here. VVV, if I'm not mistaken, is on Aerodrome for LP massive gains. Yeah, VVV. The only trouble with that, Deadwood, where I'm a little cautious, is I believe it launched all the way up over $1 billion market cap already. It was kind of crazy. I went and connected my wallet, and I didn't get any of the airdrops. So I guess I hadn't, the liquidity that I provided on Aerodrome didn't qualify me, I guess, for an airdrop. So I didn't get any of the VVV tokens through the airdrop. And the last thing that I saw, it had launched all the way up to over $1 billion market cap. So it is definitely one to keep an eye on, though. I think that there's a pretty high likelihood that it'll do some retracing, but it might end up being a great token to dollar cost average into. So it looks like Dave got some airdrop. I'm trying to figure out those that had Arrow in their wallets on December 30th got free VVV. Well, I definitely had Aerodrome in my wallet on December 30th. So I'm going to have to go back and double check what happened, because I owned Aerodrome, and I also was providing liquidity on an Aerodrome pair. So I have to go quick. Click back and look and see what in the world is going on. But anyways, I'll have to go take another check. And so that's another little bit of alpha here, folks. If you are part of the base ecosystem, you own Aerodrome in your MetaMask wallet, then you might want to go Google VVV airdrop and get your wallet connected and see, what it was. So hey, Deadwood, so what was the airdrop worth to you? Like, was it a $25 airdrop, $100 airdrop, a $500 airdrop? Was it, what was the airdrop worth had you went to an exchange and just sold your tokens right off the bat? Kind of curious. I'll give him a quick second, but man, 11:30. Normally these Wednesday live streams only go for about an hour. We're an hour and a half in today, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you got some incredible value out of this. Do me a favor before you log off. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please smash that like button. And please consider sharing this episode with some folks that you know that might get some value out of it. One of the reasons that the channel is growing so fast is I believe I've got an incredible community that is sharing. I've seen people sharing these links on their Facebook accounts and retweeting and posting on Twitter. So every time you share this out and a new person joins the channel because of you, it is so super, appreciated. And if for some reason you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. So Deadwood, let me see. I had mine in storage, but not on LP yet. Anyways, okay, so Deadwood, if you don't want to mention how much the airdrop is worth, no worries. If you don't mind throwing out there roughly what the airdrop is worth, that'd be cool, but no worries if you don't want to. Everybody can go check it out for themselves. But with that, folks, I've got a video. Oh, that's right. You know what, I hadn't posted it yet. I hadn't posted the Qtum video yet. I was telling you guys about Qtum earlier, about this platform. That's right, it's sitting in queue. I'm getting ready. When we get off of here, I'm going to go be posting a video shortly that is about that Qtum platform. It's the one where you can earn 2, 3, or 5%. Once again, do your own research, do your own due diligence. It's it's a scary type of platform where you have to lock your money up for a certain amount of time. So definitely, I thought it was interesting and I wanted to share it with you. Full transparency, I have not invested any money into the platform yet. It's a minimum of $400 investment. I think I'm going to go ahead and throw $400 at it and use it and see what it does. It gives you 2% a day, 7 days at a time. So you pick up, on $400, you're earning $8 a day, $56 in a week. So it would literally still take, 8 weeks to get your 400 back. It would take about 2 months to get your whole 400 back. But it's kind of like the platform that Tim shared with us, where I'm interested enough in checking it out and wanting to see it. It's, I forget, hydrogen staking AI. So it's about basically renting or helping them with hydrogen power. Anyways, it's coming out. It'll get published here sometime in the near future. And then last but not least, so at the time it came out, it was worth $260. Not a bad little airdrop. Awesome. So at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm doing a live stream and doing a $100 giveaway with one of the team members of Skillful AI. And that reminds me, for those of you guys that are still here, you probably are okay with being around for a couple more minutes. I think I made a mistake. I should have shared this token much earlier in the stream, but at the same time, I'm human. I can only think about so many things at once. So I do want to show you guys this token so you can do some research on it before the live stream happens today. It's called Skillful AI. And man, it just keeps going up. It's not doing like massive numbers. But since I started researching this project and reached out to them and scheduled this interview a couple of weeks ago, it's up about 8% today. But you can see here, can see here that, you know, back in June, 8 months ago, this was a 25-cent token. Right now, it was down to 2 cents in July, and now it's sitting at 3.25 cents. And hopefully you guys are seeing it. Yeah, you guys are seeing it. But this thing over the last week, if you look at the last 7 days, I guess it's only up 5% for the last 7 days, but it's up 8%, 7% in the last, in the last couple of days. But this is a project that I'm really excited about. We're going to be doing a live stream interview with Stanley from Skillful AI. He's donated $100 that we're going to do a $100 giveaway. And so go take a closer look at Skillful AI. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a pretty nice little project. It's going to do some amazing numbers. You know, as you can see here, it's sitting, you know, currently at 3.688 million, you know, $3.6 million market cap. And so with that, folks, I'll go get that live stream here set up pretty quick too. So if you hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel, you'll get notified in advance of the live stream. It'll remind you that it's coming. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll hopefully see a bunch of you here again. With that, folks, I'm going to get out of here, go eat some breakfast / lunch. And I wish you guys a fantastic rest of your day. God bless and take care. Bye-bye for now.